Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on my cover for my steampunk journal. I think I've got it figured out what I want to do. I'll show you. It's a little different than the norm. I like to show you new things. All right, we're going to get in here and see the sneaky peek. My little tags are trying to take a dive there. Here is the next one. And I got this idea from Artie Mays. And she was doing some items, I think she was looking at maybe Pinterest or something and redoing some of their ideas. So this is a, a top of the tag tuck. I think that's what she called it. I had just this little journal card that went in here. And it glues here, here, and here. And then there's a little bit of a banner that sticks out of it. So it's sort of and I think she actually had hers tilted this way at an angle. I made mine straight across. I was using what I had. I actually took the lace and made it come down at that angle. And I had like a little postage stamp kind of a deal that I made. Got cheesecloth behind it, charming. This little button here. And yeah, I love this rose down in here too. And this was some of the paper that I chose for my shabby chic. And of course, pearls go really well. Let me see what I got here. Oh, yep, I'll show you this page because I really love it. This is my fan altered paper clip. Yeah. I'm having to think of my words today. I apologize. This is just something from the kit. I've got the dotted pattern over here with the blue. I've got the pearls here, which follows through with the circles. And then this little altered paper clip just comes off just like that. And I made a pattern for this one little blade here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I took 7 of my papers and cut them to work for this. And then I covered the end down here with a little bit of glitter. I put some, it's got like a pink bridal netting under there and some lace. And then on the other side, so it wasn't yucky looking, because, I covered it with this, but you don't see this part, but you do see this. So it just goes back over here, and that's hiding the paper clip right there. You can kind of see the impression of it. So it goes like that. You push it down. And then you can put your little items underneath of it to hold still. And yeah, I can't show you the next page or something on it. But yeah, I'll show you that on the next video. But I thought you'd like to see that. That's kind of a different design that I come up with. I guess it's a Dresden plate kind of a fan. All right, let's get into this. I was having to think and think and think how I wanted to do this cover. It's kind of inspired. I'm sorry about that glare. Let me set this over here. It's kind of inspired by Crafty by Toni. And she was doing some page covers. And she said you could also use them for a journal cover as well. So I'm working on my idea for my steampunk. And so I got the idea of this butterfly. Now, I took my pad, which I bought back at Halloween, hadn't used much of. It's abandoned. He's got a material out that has to do with this, too. And there's some really pretty things in it. I chose this one for the butterfly because I wanted him to stand out, basically. We may have to do some fixing on him to make him look sort of metallic. So I'm probably going to get some of my distress paint up there and dibby-dab on him. And maybe some of my foundry wax, that kind of thing. And we're going to make the base of this journal totally out of, sorry, got to get stuff out of the way, totally out of file folder. I had to figure out how I wanted to do it. I'm actually leaving the whole folder together. And I'm cutting it at 6 inches over and 10 inches tall. Now, these little pieces that I'm going to cut off, it's not going to get wasted. I'll either use it to shore up the back of pockets or make it the back of tags or something along those lines. So, you know, it's not going to go to waste. So each one of the pages will be a file folder, but it's basically 4 pages, I guess. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I got the idea of using these. I have a whole pile of these tabs left over from, I think it was the fairy tab bound journal that I did, and I never used them all. So it's got the perfect color. You know, it's got that kind of a, you know, vintage photo sort of tea dye, you know, with a little bit of the ground espresso look that I love. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use these, and hopefully I got enough of them. But the thing is, you're only having to use one batch for 2 pages, whereas, but we'll get into that. Then probably the next video I do on this, we'll get into that. Okay, and Toni used some of this, what is it? It's collage paper, but I don't want to waste my butterfly. So I'm just using this, and I'm going to actually cut it. I don't know that you're going to see the edge of this on here, but I wanted to cover it with something anyhow. We are going to treat the edge like I did the other day with the specimen pocket. I think that was what I did. So anyhow, this is going to stay. I've got all kinds of other things up here that need to come off, but I wanted to show you, this is the butterfly. It is a Thinlit die 665201, and I think it's called Perspective Butterfly. Yeah. So that's what that is. I've already got him cut out, like I said. We just need to dress him up. I also picked this paper out because I like the lighter tones, and it also goes with the color scheme background kind of deal that I'm going with, and you can see him really well on there. So I hope you'll still be able to see him after we dress it up. And this is actually going to be the paper we're working on today. We're going to actually work on this, and then this will be glued down to this eventually. This was just my rough idea of what I wanted to do. And then I don't know if it was Tommy that sent me these. I've got my little bag of all my steampunk journal things over there. So I'm going to probably cut this out. Don't know if I'm going to save the gears or just cut out the clock parts. And that's going to go on there. And I'm going to cut the balloon out. And it's going to be sort of a little, you know, collage on my page. That's the way she did it. This is going to go on there at some point in time. I just don't know when. I think it's going to be this lock. Over there where you would actually get in and out of the journal. Could be sort of a handle system or something. I bought these a while back at Hobby Lobby. The mini gears, and they're going to work into my project today. I have 3 picked out. Also, one of the game spinners is also going to be part of the idea for the front cover today. I've been studying a little bit on my steampunk, so hopefully I got the right kind of stuff going on here. I've also pulled out my little Around the World Stamperia 8x8, and I believe I'm going to cut out this right here, the Fall in Love with the Journey. It's like a postcard, which is sort of like them traveling. So I don't know if there was anything else in here that I had eyeballed to put in there. Maybe some of these stamps. I like those big stamps right there. So that may be scalped off of there. And I kind of wondered about this one here. It's got like a bunch of luggage sort of stamping on it. So, and then I was going to say Hobby Lobby. At Dollar Tree, I found these. And maybe the luggage will get stuck on here today. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody else? I got all kinds of stuff over here. Now I may put the guy here. He looks like he might fly a hot air balloon. So he might get stamped out and put on here too. And I didn't know if I'd have room for the compass. I love the compass. So that's my plan. Don't know how well it's going to go about. So we're going to see what we need to work with first. Thank you everybody for coming to visit. I so appreciate you coming by and seeing what I'm doing today and what's going on in my world. And this is just a wee bit too short. But you know what? I might be able to just cut it down the center because I don't think that little bit of a gap is going to hurt a thing. Alright, so we're going to get on here and put a little bit of glue stick, I think. Yeah, I think glue stick might be the way to go. So let me get a piece of paper. This is a book I got in Alaska, and I've been sort of forming it into a like a journal, a little skinny journal. So I'll take my pages and use them, and then I'll fold them in on each other, or into each other. We might get to that point here where I'm going to, yeah, see, it was this way. So I glued all on this part of the page, then I just folded it in half. And eventually I'm going to make it to where it'll work for, you know, some kind of a journal. Just something different. I guess all of y'all that, I don't need that bug showing. I'd rather have the butterfly. But any of y'all that have magazines and things and don't have the gumption to want to make a journal from scratch, you know, this might be the way to go. Now, Toni used, I think it was some kind of a gel medium to put her things down with. I may be using fabric tack. I do have some gel medium. I'm just so used to putting these collage papers down with my glue stick. And they seem to stick all right. That is when I can get them on there straight. Oh, well. There we go. There we go. And this is such a light paper. I think glue stick doesn't do that badly on here. I do need to burnish it down really good. All right. And then this one, I think I like the writing down there at the bottom. And then this one only goes across right here. Well, how is everybody doing today? I don't usually ask you that, but I thought I'd ask you. It's such a nice day. I hope everybody's in good spirits and got some good weather to make you happy, healthy, and, you know, get out in that sun some and get the vitamin D. Isn't that what you get from the sun? A bunch of vitamin D. Oh, but I'm sort of recovering from the other day when I was out there weeding, and boy, I guess since I'm a lazy crafter, I really got bonkered with that one session. I might get out there again today. I did go exercise the other day and walk on the treadmill, you know. Got a little bit more exercise. Oh, that first day though, I just couldn't. Well, we didn't really get anything on there, did we? I do want to ink, so maybe I can just use this to do my inking. I kind of like the idea of some tea dye oxide going along the outside edge here. So let's see how that'll work. A lot of this you're not going to see. I mean, that I've got that base paper that's going to go on it, and all I need to do here is do the edge and then maybe a dark on this edge of it. Yeah, I love the colors in this one. It's like really warm tones, and I think it'll get what I need, my point across, you know. Whoa. Must have got a little glue stick on here. It's sticking pretty good. All right. Oops, I think I have a little trimming there to do. Looks like that piece is sticking over. Alright, so that's good for that. I'm going to go with a little vintage on it. And let me get back here and trim this up. This has got a little bit of weight to it. It was just like a kind of a scrapbook page out of a book I just got about butterflies. I don't know if you saw that in my haul video, but it had this kind of a light colored page in there, and I thought, that will do the trick. Alright, I got trimming to do all over here. There. Oh, one more. Okay. Oops. That is a bit sticky. Alright, and I think what I need to do is use my dark here. I do have my, the scorched timber. He hasn't quite made his debut as yet, you know. I will have a time when I will use him. And like I said, with Toni's idea, maybe mine is going to be more just inspired by her video, because I'm not sure it's going to be exact. She did use this collage paper on the back side, so that is, you know, just like hers. And then I'm going to have a big butterfly as my focal. She did have that, so I'm still following along to what she had done. And I don't know if this page is a little on the bigger side than what I needed or not. Alright. There. For some reason it feels really, really sticky on this page. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it over and show you what I meant. And just roll up a little bit extra glue stick there on it. And then just come on over and meet your edges. Don't go all the way if you don't need to, but then you just kind of let it do its own fold. If it's not folded good, don't worry about it. And there we go. Another page ready to go in our journal whenever we get around to making it. I think it needs a little bit extra glue up here. That'll work. Where's my lid? There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the page because we need to do some work on this butterfly. And what are we going to do? I love this trip. Oh, man. That was so fun. So fun. We went back in 2004 to Alaska. And, it was, we wanted to go back so bad. We went for a whole week. I think it was 7 nights and 8 days. Oops. Or something along those lines. It was one or the other. And we had gone to, I've totally ruined this thing anyway. We had landed in Anchorage, and they bussed us to what was it? Whittier. It's called Whittier, and that's where our ship was docked. And it was a Carnival cruise, and we had things you could do on the boat, or you could take these excursions, and we gone all that way. We were taking excursions. They had told us that we were going to possibly be able to see whales. Oop, I've got this one that did not come out right there. Whoops. Yeah, they had mentioned we may be able to see whales off the boat, because the channel and everything we went through, it was, usually they traveled in through there. Well, it ended up we never did. And we went to Sitka first, that used to be the capital of Russia, they told us. So it was like a, a Russian princess was buried in a cemetery there, and they had, that was the only one they had to like take us in from the boat with a little, what, a launch or something they called it, because there was no docking area there. And every time I see the proposal, I'm always thinking of Sitka, because it was so like that. It had all these little islands, and all these cabins and things were actually on the islands. And then you had the mainland with a bunch of little stores and things. Alright, I'm thinking that's all I'm going to do with that color. Now I'm going to add just a little bit. Well, I may come back in with this one. That one was antique bronze. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. This is salvage patina. And then I'm going to do the foundry wax next, because I wanted that really dark on top of this, because I'm trying to make him look metallic, like he's made out of metal. And he is like a machine. So let me see, did I shake that enough? You really want to shake the foundry wax and put just whatever, a few drips out. You don't want to do too many, because this stuff dries so fast. Now, I thought about using some of my grit paste, and I thought, no, not for this. I won't do that. Now, what I'm trying to do is kind of give it a dark area in the middle. Now, see, it's already went to powder on me. If you don't use it fast, boy, it's it's got a shelf life of 0. I think he's always saying that about his glue that he's got. It's like a drying time of 0. You better have that thing in position, because it's going to land where it's going to land. Oh gosh, that's already dried up on me. Good grief. Alright, get a little bit on his head. I don't use this stuff or anything, so it's not going to hurt. Alright, put a little bit down here, a little bit more up in there. Just dibby-dabby it. Yeah, I've got a real detailed system here, dibby-dabbying. And I'm going to take some of that and see if I can get it on there. Oh, see, it's just all stuck up, and it's all dry. Alright, let me see what I can do with that. Alright, grabbing my heat gun, and I'm going to see what I can do. I hope it doesn't roll up too bad on me. Yeah, see, it's making it look metallic. That's good. I think it's a good look. It's hard to hang on to him. He wiggles. Okay. I think that's the last bit of it. Oh, wait. I had one right there. Okay. Let's see what it does on here. Ooh. Oh, look at it bubbling. I guess it doesn't like to be too hot. Okay. Next on our agenda is the blue. Salvage patina is such a beautiful color, and I want it to be sort of, I may need my paintbrush. Okay. I had to rinse it off after I had the foundry wax on it. I want to do just a little dab here and there to, it looks like he's tarnishing. Yeah, so he's kind of rusting away. I don't need that much, good grief. But just a little touch here and there, and I may have to come back over it because it'll dry really quickly. This paint is really good about drying. I think I needed a little bit bigger dab there. Maybe a little dab out here. I don't want too much, just enough to give me a third color working around in here. Maybe a little bit on top of his head. Okay. Especially on his wing. Yeah. Along the outside edge. Just a tad. Okay. I think that's good. Now I can leave him to dry. Okay, at this point I am dabbing some of this off. And it's dulling it down a little bit. It was a little on the bright side, and I'm wanting to work with it again for the next step, but the paint was just not quite dry. I could go ahead and dry it with the heat gun. This little rag I pulled out of the trash can has all kinds of stuff stuck to it. All right, so I think that's where I want it to be. I knocked it back quite a bit. I may still run a little bit of ground espresso or something over it. I don't know. Ooh, ooh, yeah, I should have done that. I'm rubbing it with the rag instead of just dabbing. That's really doing what I want it to look like. Yeah, it's working in so well. Okay. Now I know what to do. Okay. And then let me rub this side and I'll show you what it looks like. Because that really did improve than it looking like he was splattered with paint. All right, let me let you see. Can you see it? Whereas before it was one big splatter, now it looks like it's worked in and actually part of the rust look that I'm going for. Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. All right, I've done a little fussy cutting offline here. And I've already ink run it outside. Sorry, Phyllis. I just did ground espresso around the outside edge. And I had to get some chain. And I've got my glue gun over here. I don't know how far he'll slide in here so you can see him, but I'm trying to get that heated up because I want to use some of this. I wish it was gold. I wish it was bronze, another color, but it's not. That's okay. I don't know that it needs to be another color. So we're going to pull, where is the end at? And I'll pull this end. That'll work. All right, my idea here is to have him attached between these two little knobbies. I'm going to glue up behind them, you know, and through the tail thingies there. So that's where the little bit is going to be. I don't even need that much of it. All right, I got my plier cutters here, and we're just going to cut maybe an inch, if that. Inch and a half. I don't think I need more than that. Okay, so that can go back on my shelf. And let's see, is this getting anywhere? I haven't used it in a long time. And I got it hooked up over there. We'll see. All right, what else was I doing? Oh, got another little project to do while I'm waiting for that. And that is to use these gears. Now, I took one of the game spinners and one of their brads, And then I took 3 of those gears, and then I've got 2 other little brads that are from just a pack that I bought, I guess. But what I'm wanting to do is I want to put them along the body of this little guy. And I guess the one has to be on his head. So I wonder if I can get a black marker. Let's see, will that go through there? I think it will. So let me get a black marker and see if I can mark where I need to poke that. Then this one, I want to be right here. Well, he needs to go over a little bit. So he's right there. And then this one, there's not much left for him, but he should be right there. I don't know if I marked that or if there was anything to mark. Okay. I do see the first 2. Let's go with them. I think I poked it and then it went in that hole. Oh, all right. Well, I'm probably going to do a little hot glue in here. And that other one, I have no clue. I think it was down there. That one is right here. And that one, I think I'm going to hot glue that one on. I don't think I've got anything to put him on with. Okay. Troubleshooting all the way. All right. That's the last one. Let me do the middle one, because the middle one is also got the game spinner. I'm covering up that one little gear on the top. I know, shame on me. Yeah. So, I'm going to get that going up and down, or whichever way works best. Ouch. I still got a splinter in my finger. Oh, okay. Now that one goes up here on his head. Whew. All right. Okay, that's good. He's a little farther out than I wanted, but oh well. And then I wonder, is this going to work for me? I don't think it's going to work. We might have to go to fabric tack. I don't know. My glue gun, I've had it for ages and ages. Oh, it's probably saying its time is up. It does not want to live anymore. So we'll see how fabric tack will work out here. I'll just put us a little bit on the back side so he'll stick to the paper. Oh, a little bit went a long way. And I'm going to see, maybe I can't just get him to go through there. If I pull away from the camera, I apologize, because I got my eyes on this thing and I'm trying to make it work and trying to make sure I'm doing it in the screen. All right. Ouch. Sorry, I keep saying ouch, but that's where I hurt my finger. Oh, get that fabric tack off of there. Oh, and I got paint on it. Goodness. Okay. So, back to this. It's supposed to be where it can twirl. Once I get everything glued down, I think it'll work. It maybe I have to let up a little bit on this. Maybe that's it. So let me see if I can pop it out a little bit further. And then it can go down. That's a little looser. Okay. All right. Now, I need to get the background set. I got my 2 little pieces of goodie there. And what we got is this piece that I want to go all the way. How did it work? I think it was to go over to here, because he's sort of going to be, yeah. He's going to go over to here, and then this piece here is going to be ripped off. I'm going to do a light pencil. I want to see that little bit of the outside there. That's what I'm trying to work with. And then this little bit's going to get ripped off. But we're going to use it at the bottom. See how the bottom's got that little bit that's not there? So we're going to go in here and just do a rip to get a nice organic edge on it. I mean, some of it I may have to kind of guide it. And when you pull toward you, usually one side is going to turn out really white. And then I need to do the top, but I don't know if I can do that. It's so close. I want that handwriting, specimens and all that on there. I don't want to lose it. Okay, I've cut out of the Around the World Stamperia little pad. I got my stamps that I wanted. I got the postage marked things. I have the Fall in Love with the Journey and this. And I thought, you know, I needed a transition here because this color is not quite matching. We're also going to use this Scorched Timber. I got a little bit of red on there, but I don't think it's going to hurt a thing. But we're going to do the outside edges of... Oh, goodness, that's dark. I didn't know it was that dark, but that's okay. It's kind of like a... What do you call it? A burnt edge look. So we'll go with that, because look how dark that background stuff is. I think it was a happy accident. So back in the day of our trip, we all went together. It was a bunch of us Walmart people, a bunch of our co-workers, and we just, oh, we had a ball. So like I was saying, we never did get a chance to see whales, you know, swimming right by the boat. So we went and got to Sitka first, and we didn't have anything we did there really. And then we got back on the boat and went to, we went to Juneau next. That's right. Yeah, because then it was Skagway and then Ketchikan. And so, yeah, we got on there, and I think there's enough on here to do the rest of these. We ordered a whale watching. We had first went in Juneau to a what was it, a kind of a salmon bake. It was a gold panning and salmon bake. That's what it was. So we went and gold panned, and they gave us a 5-gallon bucket, and it was already, you know, rigged with the gold in it. But, you know, on my way home, those inspectors at the airport knocked it all out. Okay, Mom came up to visit, so she was bringing me some kind of stuff that she had. All right, I've got, oh, I gotta take this. Look how dark that is. And look, it's all over the place too. And I barely put any on there. That's okay. We're going to Vintage Photo. I'm going to have messy fingers anyway. That's a crafter's, you know, thing. You always have messy fingers. Okay, I've got this piece up here, and then this piece down here, and I think I've fitted it in just about right. And I do need to maybe darken this just a tad. This is where I was thinking I could get something like that in there, and that would help cover it up. Maybe I don't need to, except for this one edge here. That's the part that might still be visible, and you could see the change, although that's not the right color. Let's see about ground espresso. See if that'll... Am I off screen again? I'm sorry. It's doing a little bit. It's better than it was. All right, let's put this down. I may actually not glue it all the way to the outside edge, just in case I might want to tuck something in there. So let's do it like this, because I can always come back in with my Fairly Arts glue. So we'll do it like that, in case I've got something I want to go in here. Alright. Figured this would be the easiest way to do it with my fabric tack. Yeah. There we go. I'm going to do this one. I guess I could have went the other way around with that, but I didn't even think about it. Like, put that one over top of this one. I didn't think about it, but that's okay. I kind of like that burst of bright right there. All right, so those two pieces are down, and smooth it out. We'll start putting our look together. Not sure if I'm going to use that or something else. All right, our two little chains, we need we need those. And let's get our look. We got our butterfly, who's going to be like up this way. I know I'm probably going to be cutting some of that off. I may not worry about it, then again I may. All right, there's our balloon. He's floating in the air like that. Well, he's kind of over that, but I had thought to put that guy in here, but I'm not so sure I want him now. All right, that's going to go about like right there. And then this other stuff I may not even use. I like this with the saying on it. Like that, maybe. I don't know that these are even going to get used now. Unless I want to put it up here, maybe under him, where they kind of hint out, maybe. I have to watch right here, because that's where my, that's what, it's no use doing that. I just will, because I definitely need a saying on the front. But my lock is going to go there, my keyhole. Probably that, like that. And maybe these. Maybe these here. I wanted to see that postmark. That's why I kept moving it up. Yeah, maybe something like that. And, yeah. I think that works. What do you think? This did not get used. Oh, well. And, I did have an Explore, but that's not going to get used either. And I do need to still work on my balloon and butterfly with chains. Okay, let's see who's down first. I think it's this piece right here needs to go first. So let's go down with that. Okay. I think it was kind of up under here a bit, like that. The next piece was here. And I believe it was right there. Okay. I'm wondering if I can get any little snippets in here. She used all kinds of cool little things to decorate hers with. And I would really like to do that too. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then this one is going down there. It's got Bermuda on the stamps. It was on the piece that had the big ship in the Around the World. And I thought that would go good. Okay, because there's stamps on something else I had here. There, that had stamps. Yeah, so back to our trip. We got our gold panning and the salmon bake over with. The other ladies went and did the dog sledding, which they went up on the glacier. They just had a ball. They loved it. And we went and all came back to the boat, and we said, well, we have all this time, because that's one of the places we didn't leave until way, like 14, 18 hours, something like that. We weren't going to leave until that night at midnight, or 11, 11:30, something like that. And it's the land of the midnight sun. So the sun did not go down until I think it was 11. It was still so bright. So we ordered a trip of, it was like the whale watching tour. Oh, it was so nice. Loved it. Just loved it. Because we actually got to see, I think it was only one whale we watched the whole time. He kept going in and out, or up and down, and the guy was excellent at telling us what was going on, because he was saying that the whale would he would come up one time, you'd see the hump on the back of him. Come up a second time, you see the hump. Then the third time, you see everything and the tail, because he was going down for so many minutes, or up to a half an hour. He was going down for a while. And yeah, and he took us to see all these sea lions that were fighting over this buoy, and they were jumping up and down all over that, biting each other to get that one to jump off so he could get back on. It was crazy. And then we just had some beautiful scenery. It was just beautiful sky. Everything is just gorgeous. Okay. Trying to figure out exactly how to tilt him. I think it's about right like that. And right there. All right. I need to somehow get my chain under him. And I don't think I have much of the chain that I'm needing. I know they told me, because I've been trying to figure out my steampunk look, and I think they told me that metal chains, kind of fanciful animals. Oh gosh, got that on there. Fanciful animals that were dressed up like humans, and I'm trying to find something to lay there. Let me lay this down so I don't get the glue all over. And so I was trying to figure out what I needed to do. Yeah, my one little guy, he's not going to make it on here. That I thought would look like he was the guy on the hot air balloon. I think that's fine. I don't have him on here. That's okay. I do have a little bit of glue I need to put there to get the rest of this chain down. Okay. I wished my hot glue gun would have worked, but oh well. He didn't want to work for me today. And now that we have him down like this, if you can't see, I'm going to turn him this way. We're going to glue a good bit of his back. And like I said, this area right here is not going to be touching. Maybe this part only. And I'm just going to smear some of this on and try to catch a lot of the major areas I need to hook him down with. And I'll have a lot of dibby-dabbying to do after that. I don't know if there's an easier way to do this or not. Whoa. Okay, almost there. Oh, okay, I think that's good enough. Let me put the cap on that. And I'm going to see if I can flip him and get him to go where I want him to go. If he's not sticking too badly to this, and I think he is. Oh, crap. Let me pick him back up. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Not so bad, not so bad. I did get a little glue in behind here, but I think I can dab that up really quickly. Oh, I got my specimens. I covered that up. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. Sometimes you gotta take the loss, right? You just gotta take the loss. Oh, when I spin, hot dog. Oh, man. That may have been the easier way to do it, but oh, that was a lot of glue. All right, trying to get it to the point it doesn't shine. If it was a metallic shine, I'd be okay with it, but it's not. It's a glue shine. All right. I'm almost there. There. Okay. So far, what do you think? Now, I have a little bit of decoration I'm going to be doing on his balloon, the balloon piece. Mom just brought that up to me. They said hearts with wings was one of the things. Now, I had cut out this little red heart, but I like this because it's a piece of metal. It used to be an earring. So what we're going to do is cut this butterfly out really quickly and cut his head off and his tail off, and I just want the wings. Okay. I know I got a shadow hitting here, but if I tilt it a certain way, I won't get it. All right. I was watching this one lady, and she was giving some tips on what to use with Steampunk, and she mentioned heart with wings, and said that was a big item in Steampunk. All right, I do need to do something with this clock. It's too white. So we're going to rub a little bit of vintage photo on it. Come back around. Maybe we'll... I don't think we need anything else. That'll do it. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. But I'm going to need my fabric tack for the heart. Come on. Okay, and I wanted to put him right here in the center of the balloon. And the wings are going to go in there on top. All right, about right here. Yeah. And then fabric tack for the heart. And it's not really that much there to hold it down with, so I guess I'm gonna hope for the best or fill that in with maybe I'll fill it in with glue. Let's see that if that'll help me. All right, let's see. There. It's got like a round, it was an earring, so it's got sort of a rounded piece there that was holding it to the ear piece. All right, let me think about this. Okay, here's a few more things that I've got, but won't be put on here until I start to put the book together with the file folder. But this was some kind of a little exploring kind of a guy. You flip that and you can open it. It's got something in it, or you can put something in it, and then it seals shut. But it's a dangle. Look, you can even see what you've got in there. But it had gears and metal pieces and a light bulb, I think, and stuff like that. And I thought, well, maybe I can make it some kind of a dangle for up here on the corner. But that's for later. Here is the lock keyhole that I'm going to put on here. And it's probably going to go right there and somehow work as a closure of some type. Here's the two brads that go with it, so they'll go on there. And then I have this luggage that I wanted to put on here, but I think this thing is full. I don't think it really needs anything else. I may play around with some little pieces that might go up here on the side. Let me check into that. All right. Oh, sorry, Graylin. I got to digging around, and I found this hand, and he's really white, so we're going to color him up with some vintage photo. And I think that's about all I need to do to him. I thought he was kind of interesting, so I was going to make him go over here like he's pointing, that they're going up in the air. I've got a long ruler tucked under here. I don't know if you can see it. See that ruler? It goes from here all the way down to there. It took me a little bit to get it up under there, but it was just a skinny ruler. I like the numbers sticking out. So we're going to do that, and we're going to put this little piece up under here, that under this part, and that under that part. And I think that's all we'll need. These little guys here are from the snippet curators, and the ruler is from Memoir. Yeah, Memoir. Most of these things come in two sizes. You can get snippets, and you can get the big regular size. And we're just going to tuck that up under there. It's got 1912 on it. I kind of like that date for here. This, I just wanted another, you can't really read it, even if it was going to stick out far enough. So it's going to go right here. I have to keep that space open for my other guy. And see, it kind of blends in, but that's fine. It's a little bit of some kind of other texture or look, and that's what we want. So this one was going to go up here, and I need to kind of get it to slide. It's got something about Troy weight, so I don't know if it has something to do with the weight of the balloon or whatever. Here I'm going to go ahead and do my hand. I had looked at my new stamp pad, and it had a hand that'll go in either direction, and I was thinking about it. And then I saw this, and I thought, oh, yes, let me just grab that. But at the moment, I'm going to have to just lift this and go up under there just a little bit with some glue, and just kind of go all the way down with some glue. There, that'll hold it. That might be measuring how far up in the air he is. Who knows? I said to them, I said, I might have to call this steampunk inspired, because I don't know if what I'm doing is actually steampunk. Okay, so we're going to look at it, and then I got to go. All right, so here is our little dial that does spin around. He spins when he's flat like this, so maybe that's what it is. That's holding him incorrectly. We got our beautiful metallic flying butterfly. We have our Troy weight up there. You can see my edges. And then I've got my stamps and your luggage type of stamps here, I guess. I've got Fall in Love with the Journey. They're sending postcards. You got the heart with the wings and clocks. I know they're very important in steampunk. And we've got more stamps down here. And you can kind of see that Ferris wheel that's behind there. That was a piece of equipment, so I thought that might work. And then I've got my cogs on the body of my butterfly. All right, and I'm going to pull my file folder over here and show you what it looks like on the front. Okay, here's my file folder. I cut it down to the 6x10, I believe it was. Yeah, 6x10. And it will open like this. I'm going to have these tabs underneath here, and they're going to be hidden. You'll only see them when at the binding part back here is the only time you're going to see these tabs, because each one of these pages will have a piece that'll go down on it that's decorated like this. That's the plan. So I really hope you come back and check into this and see how I start to assemble this cool little album. And I really appreciate you coming to visit and seeing what I had to do today. I'm sorry I went a little over, but I really appreciate you coming, all my subscribers and viewers. Thank you so much, and everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.